Our Sarah Simmons has been doing some holiday decorating in Georgetown this morning. She is with garden expert Derek Thomas to find out how to deck the small in full holiday finery.
This hour, they've moved indoors at one of the narrowest homes in D.C., but its owner has big ideas for holiday celebrations. Sarah.
He certainly does. And just so you know how narrow this is, you can see Derek here on my left and John West, the owner, here on my right, where they're standing. This is about as wide as it is. So you see how narrow it is, but such a beautiful space. And John has done so much with it. And we thank you so much for letting us come in and use this space to talk about holiday decor. And Derek, of course, always has wonderful ideas. So we're going to get right to it and show you some of what has been done here in this home. And Derek, the tree is just gorgeous. I mean, that's the first thing that kind of catches your eye when you come in here.
Well, and you know, the great thing about this tree, and a couple of things to think about, particularly the empty nesters and people who have scaled down and are going from a big house to a smaller house or a condo, you can still have a great, beautiful, ornate, over-the-top tree if you simplify some of the things. Get a tree that is a more slender shape. So not a big, wide-based tree that's going to take up too much of the space. Go with one color palette. The nice thing about this tree, there's gold, there's bronzes, there's even glass globes.
Yeah, they're just
and
beautiful.
Everything accentuates the color of the home and the decor of the home. So what you want to start doing is planning simplicity. You don't have to cut back on the amount of decor that you use, but just make it a little bit more simple. Don't go all eclectic with crazy colors. With a space like this, you want to be tranquil, you want to be nice, and you want to be well done. And this tree is just perfect. It fits the space wonderfully.
It certainly is. And you know, a lot of times we think about wreaths being outside on our doors, and we showed you the beautiful wreath that's on the front door of this location. But this is something also, Derek, that you were telling me that you can bring inside and use here as well.
Right, because you know, a wreath can also become a fabulous holiday centerpiece. We've got one right behind you there, Sarah, that we decorated out. But you know, this is a wreath. We've added some poinsettias into it, and suddenly it's a great centerpiece. What you can also think about is what your theme is going to be. I've got some calla lilies here, and we've basically cut those down. I'm going to add the calla lilies into the wreath, sort of to accentuate the pine cones. You bring it all the way around there. Bring it on around, try to keep everything flowing. And
you can do this with other kinds of flowers
you
as well.
could use a number of different flowers, absolutely. Now, when you think about the centerpiece, think about what it is that you want to do. You can go a little bit taller. If we popped in this bromeliad here, that would give a little bit of height. Once again, you've repeated the color of the white in the callas. Or you could simply add in the poinsettias. If you want to go a little bit bolder, we can do the bromeliad to the rear, and then we can pop in these poinsettias right here. And you know, what it ends up being is a fabulous, fabulous holiday display. It's a centerpiece. You can do it on a side table like this, or you could also do it in the centerpiece of your dining table.
Now, we have to talk about overall the space, too. We have to talk with John because he has been, you've been here for several years, actually, and you knew coming in what a challenge this was going to be because it's a narrow space. How did you kind of wrap your head around decorating this, especially for the holidays?
For the holidays, you know, I redid the house about 4 years ago. I picked the colors. When I started with the fireplace, I wanted it to do, like, that was going to be my focus for the room for me for the holiday, around the fire with my friends at night, just to have, you know, quiet time, good entertainment for the holidays.
And you used a lot of the greenery, which
Absolutely.
keeps it a very, you know, simple, rustic kind of look.
You know what I love that really pops it out too? I love the fact that he's used slippers as the stockings.
He says he has a shoe fetish. He's got a slipper fetish.
You've got little bears coming out of the stockings. I mean, when you think about being creative for the holidays, think outside of the box. That's something I always challenge the viewers to do. Because look at this. This is, I mean, who'd have thunk? You know, I mean, that's a great, great idea. Using a slipper as a stocking, filling it with a little bear, it completely sets the entire mantelpiece off.
Okay, we're going to continue just to stay here and stay warm by the fire. It's such a wonderful space, and it feels great being in here, Tony and Allison. Can you believe this is the narrowest home in D.C. and how beautiful it looks? What you can do with a space like this.
He has worked with it, I'll tell you that much. It's
I
great.
believe it would be the most beautifully decorated space in Washington, D.C. It's gorgeous.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
All right. Thank you so much. And thanks, Derek, too.